Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, shout out to the Fifth Street Gym, Fifth Street Gym, but I wanted to talk about Deontay Wilder. Not so much the thing going on with Luis Ortiz. I'm gonna wait a little bit to talk about that. Honestly, what I wanted to talk about was if he doesn't fight Luis Ortiz, where do we go from there? I'm not really worried about the problem. If the problem stays a problem, then I'm worried more about the solution. Because there's people out there who have paid top dollar for tickets to this fight. They're pissed off that Ortiz might not be his opponent, and now Wilder's handlers are looking at replacements. And I wanted to talk about just a couple guys that I think would be good opponents for him. Not as obviously not as good as Ortiz, but other guys that would be credible opponents. And we're doing this again. So obviously Wilder might not fight Ortiz. So in the event that he doesn't, I wanted to list just guys who I personally believe I think he should fight. Now, obviously, to me, the fight that makes the most sense out of all of them to me is Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, he's ranked third by the WBC, so he's high in the rankings. And I know boxing sanctioning bodies don't go by their own rankings most of the time, but he's highly ranked number 3. In the past, he's made a big money offers for Wilder turned it down. But now this will be different. Whyte, who's already fought in the States, he fought on the Terrence Crawford and Dongo undercard. He's got experience here in the States. That's why he kind of came to the States to get used to it. He wants to fight Wilder. And is Whyte the best fighter in the world? No. Is he the most dangerous opponent for Wilder in the world? No. But is he still a good fighter that could potentially give Wilder some problems? Absolutely. I don't think he's going to beat Wilder, but I would still like to see the fight. I think it'd be the best opponent he's fought in quite some time. Maybe ever. Who knows? Maybe ever. I'd maybe rate Stavern a little higher than him, but he'd be up there with his best opponents. So I think that fight makes sense. And because I also know that Whyte is willing to make the fight happen. So that's one option there. I think it's the most sensible option. Now, so other options, I know Wilder probably wouldn't take these options, and it'd be a little harder to get this option done because this guy is not ranked by the WBC. But Jarrell Miller, it makes so much sense for him to fight Jarrell Miller. I mean, Jarrell Miller isn't from Brooklyn, New York. The fight is in Brooklyn, New York. Jarrell Miller is a hard punch heavyweight. He's a good opponent, deceptively slick and can roll shots. But he's not enrolled in the WBC clean boxing program, so he's not ranked. So that's probably where that fight breaks down and it won't happen. But it's still, to me, incredible option. I know Jarrell Miller, he's supposed to fight on the Daniel Jacobs undercard, but he's already made Instagram posts, and I know for a fact because I know Jarrell a little bit, not really well, but I know him. I've talked to him a lot away from the cameras, and I know that's a fight that he would take with a 7th finger. So, yeah, Jarrell Miller's another option. Now, if you go down the WBC rankings, which by the way are terrible, another option I think would be good, and I don't know how willing this guy is to take the fight, but Brian Jennings, Brian Jennings, a good, solid American heavyweight. He recently just came back from a very, very long layoff, and I'm sure he'd take the fight. This is a guy that fought Klitschko and Ortiz back to back. That'd be a good opponent. He is only ranked 24th, so that's probably where that fight doesn't happen. But I'd be okay with that. Brian Jennings is a good fighter. You look down the rankings. The top 10 of the WBC is despicable. You got 10. Charles Martin is 10. Duapas is 9th. Chisora is 8. Brazil 7th. There's really not many guys, ironically, in the top 10 that I like to see him fight. I like to see him fight Dillian Whyte. I think that fight makes sense. Andy Ruiz had a good account of himself against Joseph Parker, so maybe that's a fight that they could look into. Carlos Takam had a good account of himself against Joseph Parker. Maybe that's a fight they could look into. But ideally, to me, the top 2 options, as far as from, and I know this might sound ignorant, but forget the rankings for a second. Forget, just all that stuff. As far as from an entertainment value standpoint, for the fans that already paid their money to go see this fight with Ortiz, that are pissed off that this is going to happen, that this is happening. If Ortiz is not in the ring with Wilder, from an entertainment standpoint and from also a boxing standpoint, from tough opponents for Wilder, the 2 best replacements, ideally for him, are Dillian Whyte and so they got Jarrell Miller. Dillian Whyte, Jarrell Miller. And then, you could throw in an Andy Ruiz and a Takam. But really, those 4 guys. or Dillian Whyte, Jarrell Miller, Carlos Takam, and Andy Ruiz. I think any one of those four guys are acceptable. Anything outside of that to me, if he does find a replacement, is despicable because I listed three of those guys are highly ranked by the WBC. One guy is not ranked by the WBC. And Brian Jennings as well. He's ranked 24th. So three of them are highly ranked. One of them's not ranked at all. But these are the guys that he should fight because if you go on there to New York City and you fight like another Chris Areola type of opponent, if you even fight a Charles Martin, I mean, you're doing those people that spent the hard-earned money on those tickets big disservice. So I'm a bit bummed out. I wanted to see what Wilder would do against Ortiz. I'm not sure the fight's going to be off yet at the time of me shooting this video, but. And the irony of the Wilder Ortiz fight is I was actually going to pick Wilder to win. I was picking him to win just because I thought Ortiz has been slipping a little bit, and I think Wilder could beat him. So it is what it is, man. I still want to see that fight happen if there's a way they can make it happen. If it comes out that Ortiz wasn't masking anything, if they could find that out. I don't know how they'd find that out, but if they could find that out, then ideally, the fight has to go on. If not, they probably won't let him fight. But it is what it is, man. You let me know what you think, guys. Think in the comments about the replacements I laid up. Miller, White, Takam, Andy Ruiz, and Brian Jennings. I think those any one of those five guys are acceptable. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just here for being here. So until the next time, take care, guys.